Hey guys, it's time for my Spider-Man 3 review, so let's get to it. Okay, so this time around, of course it takes off at the end where Spider-Man 2 left off. Um, and so, um, so this time around, um, Harry gets a message from his father inside his mind. And sees him in the mirror, of course. And then his father tells him that he wanted he wants his son to avenge his father because Harry thinks that Peter had killed his father, but actually, spoilers. Oh well, it's not really a spoiler. When actually Harry Osborn killed himself with his own glider. So, this time around, the revenge ensues, and Harry ends up trying to kill Peter because Harry Osborn is now the Green Goblin. So, like father, like son. And so this time around, we see Venom. Venom, who is a symbiotic life form, and I want to say a couple things about adding Venom into this film because originally Sam Raimi didn't actually want Venom in the film, and I think that was a good idea to leave him out. They just should have left Venom out of the film because in the comics, Venom was originally very, very wacky and weird. Sort of like, basically like Batman's, Tim Burton's Joker, if you will. But in this particular film, and this has to be one of the worst in the whole trilogy, Venom was portrayed as pretty much he was portrayed as a monster, and that tipped off a lot of hardcore Spidey fans. I don't like the way that Venom is portrayed, because he's just a monster, and he goes from one person to another because a symbiotic life form always needs to bond to a human basically to survive. So, I mean, it was an okay concept, but the way it was presented was not was not done very well. I think it just would have been best to leave Venom out of the film. Also, this movie has a ton of subplots. There's Gwen Stacy. There's Edward Brock Jr. There's so many subplots. In fact, so many subplots. I there's far too many subplots, and what all these subplots do is it just pollutes the film. There's so many subplots and so much going on that it just the film loses itself after a while. Also, the year. And also you got to think this movie was made in 2007, and the Spider-Man 2 was made in 2004. Spider-Man 1 was made 2002. So after Spider-Man 2, 2004, 2007, 5, 6, 7. Sony waited 3 years to make this movie because I guess they wanted to wait until the CG was good enough, and 2007 was that year. out of all this trilogy, I have to say this has to be the worst out of them all. I mean, you've got a few villains this time around. You've got Venom. You've got Sandman. You've got so you've got it's so much going on. The film is polluted, and it just I don't know. It's not a film that I would watch over and over. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, when I was a kid, it was okay because I didn't actually know what good movies actually were. But cinematography is much to be desired. The characters, the plot, all the subplots just make for a really bad film. I can understand why both Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire had creative differences, because it shows. I mean, when they were working on Spider-Man 4 together, Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire had creative differences, and so basically they just said screw it, due to creative differences, and so they so it didn't really work. And then we got the reboot in 2012 or whatever it was. We got the horrible Amazing Spider-Man reboot that was I think, you know what, I think was just as bad as Spider-Man 3. But anyway, guys, with that, this film gets a 0 out of 10. And if you like what you see, you can subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. And have a great day. And follow me, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I'll see you guys.